If you want to learn how to make this cool crochet fur headband, you've come to the right place. I'm Little John Yarns. I come out with new patterns every single week, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and a notification bell so you're always up to date. The material for this tutorial was provided by the Lion Brand Yarn Company, and we're using their Go Fur Faux yarn. I'll leave all the purchase information down in the description box below. This pattern is easy enough for beginners, and don't worry, I'll teach you how to find each one of your stitches even while using this furry yarn. Alright guys, just grab our materials and we're going to hop right into this tutorial. Today, we're going to be working with a 10mm crochet hook, which is also known as a side end. And today's material was provided by Lion Brand. This is Lion Brand Yarn's Go Fur Faux. This fur is absolutely beautiful. I've never seen a fur yarn made like this exactly. If we're going to take a closer look at the strand, the way it's connected, it kind of looks like a miniature strand or a pelt. As you can see the base right here, the yarn is connected at the very base of it, which is very sturdy. I don't know if you noticed from other fur yarns, if you're going to yank and pull at it, it will ultimately snap in no time. This isn't, and I like this base that they have because when I'm crocheting, I'm actually able to feel each stitch. You know, with fur yarn, you can't see the stitches as you're working with it, so feeling is the key to get through the project. Let me show you what the project looks worked up. This will be the headband that we are making today. This is absolutely beautiful. It's soft textured and it's created with half double crochets, and you cannot even see a singular stitch. It looks like a complete fur piece of yarn. And if you rub your hands across it, you're actually able to see the colors just like you would on a fur coat. It's very dark at the base and light at the tip, and it works up beautifully. So, but unfortunately, like I said, for this pattern, you're unable to see the stitches as we're working with it. So I'm going to be using a different yarn and a different needle to work the same exact pattern that we're doing for this headband, just so you're able to see. But don't worry, I'll give you tips on exactly how to find your stitches. All right, to begin, you're going to start with a chain of 30. That's what I use for myself, but the original chain to start with is the size of the circumference of your head. So if your head is bigger, just add some more stitches. There's no exact stitch number for this pattern. So I'm going to begin with my beginning of 30 and chain very loosely. So like I said, this is fur yarn. It's hard for you to see the stitches, so chain extremely loosely. So pause your video here. I'll see you at the completion of your chain of 30 or however big that you need to chain. Okay, we've completed our chain, and what we're going to do next, we're going to slip stitch into the very first chain that we created. Remember, this yarn is very hard to see your stitches, so we're going to be working with the feel. Remember the back pelt that I told you about right here? This is what we're feeling for each one of our stitches. Here we go. I was able to find the very first loop. Put my finger through, feel for it. I'm able to find the second chain, put my fingers in through it. I'm able to find the third chain, and so forth. So we just go into the very first chain. Ooh, my yarn is all tangled. And slip stitch to join. All right, as you can see, this is going to be impossible to see while we work. So I'm going to switch over to my other yarn. So you're going to be able to see exactly what I'm doing. So we left off at our chain. We are going to slip stitch to join into the very first chain stitch. Now we're going to chain one. Your chain one will not count as a stitch. We're going to half double crochet into the very same stitch. And now we're going to half double crochet into every stitch all the way around. So pause your video here. Continue placing a half double crochet in each stitch all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the other side. Okay, once you make it back around, you're just going to slip stitch to join into the very first half double crochet. Here's the chain one, and here's the top of your very first half double crochet. And slip stitch to join. Once again, we're going to chain one, half double crochet into the very same space. And we're just going to half double crochet these spaces in between because it'll be easier to see with your fur yarn all the way around. Continue placing half double crochets. All right, I'm going to show you quickly how we're going to find the half double crochets on this fur project. Let me find the very beginning, get my yarn, pull up my loop, to find your stitches on here. Know how I told you we're going to use our fill? It's very simple. We're going to be working into the spaces, not the typical V's on the top of your crochet stitches because we can't see the V's. We're working into the spaces. So as you can see, space, space. I'm running my fingers through each one. See how simply you can find each space to work into. You can't see it, but you can feel it. And make sure your stitch count is the same on each and every row. If you started with 30, count 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on to 30. So your stitch count's not decreasing or increasing. All right, so we're going to continue placing half double crochets in each stitch all the right way around. And once you make it around, we're just going to slip stitch to join. We're going to continue that for a total of 4 more rows, including this one. So pause your video here, and I'll meet you at the completion of your 4 rows of half double crochets. Okay, we completed our additional 4 rows for 4 rows. I guess I got fur on the brain. And we're just going to slip stitch to join into the very first stitch. I'm going to feel for it. As I can see, it is right here. Slip stitch to join. And you can fashion off your work. If you want your headband a little bit thicker, you can add a couple more rows, or thinner, vice versa. All right, I'm going to show you what this looks like on. Thanks for completing this pattern with me today. And if you enjoyed it, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Also, check out my t-shirt shop. I come out with cool new crochet top sayings every single week, and use the coupon code YARN and receive a 10% discount. And if you enjoyed this crochet headband, why don't you click on the link to the right to my other crochet headband tutorials. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next video.